Velliangiri Sanctuary. The sanctuary is situated a ways off of 40 km on the way to Siravani from Coimbatore. The sanctuary can be reached by going from Gandhipuram to Ayuruthapalam, 32 km, and from that point to one side, 8 km. Transports are accessible from Gandhipuram to Poondi once in 90 minutes. The delight and fervor we feel when we arrive at this sanctuary and stand before the ruler, all-powerful, is unbelievable. The actual fatigue, sadness, furthermore, the throbbing legs that had been climbing the 7 mountains will all vanish in a second when we see and love the all-powerful, the Master Shiva. The Velliangiri Mountains, a piece of the Nilgiri Biosphere whole, are arranged at the western Ghats of Coimbatore locale, Tamil Nadu. Known as the Sapthagiri, 7 slopes, Tamil, 7 mountains, these mountains are held and adored on par with profoundly most impressive put on the planet, Mount Kailash, the incredible home of ruler Shiva. On the highest point of the Velliangiri Mountains, Shiva is venerated as Swayambhu, one who is self-made, and in this structure, he graces the devotees. A topography. The Velliangiri slopes structure a significant reach in the western Ghats in the Nilgiri Biosphere hold. The 7 slopes with elevations running from 520 m 1840 m are lined by the fields of Coimbatore locale toward the east, the Palakkad area of Kerala on the western limit, the Nilgiri Mountains toward the north, also, the Siravani slopes on the southern limit. The yearly precipitation is very factor in the slopes, 500 mm, 7,000 mm, with temperatures going from 0 C during winter to 41 C in the mid-year. Numerous occasional waterways like the Neelavikal, Mayar, or Andasunai cross the uneven scene. The Noyal waterway starting from Velliangiri slopes is one of the significant feeders of the Kaveri, which inundates around 100,000 of hectares of farming area in the fields. The Velliangiri slopes watershed takes care of into the Siravani Dam, which is the principal drinking water supply for 1,500,000 individuals in the metropolitan focal point of Coimbatore. 2. Vegetation is overwhelmingly dry deciduous woodlands of lower regions. Second and third mount have evergreen woodland, and last 4 belt-up Shola backwoods types. Reference needed. According to the Kachiyapar Perur Purana, ruler Shiva in the slope of Kailayam, Mount Kailash, was loved by ruler Vishnu Komuni. The generous ruler Shiva showed up before him and inquired, "What is your desire?" "My eyes have not seen your dance of effortlessness, Ananda Thandeva. So I wish to see that," said Vishnu. Master Shiva said, "The 2 sages Patanjali and Vyakrapita have performed a portion of their excellencies, and I showed them my dance in Velliangiri, Om Namah Shivaya." Similarly, Master Vishnu obeyed the order of the Master Shiva. Wearing the Rudraksham, Master Vishnu went to the southwest of Velliangiri slopes and adored Master Shiva. I3. According to a legend, Vayabhakpan and Adishan had a debate to figure out who is unrivaled. To demonstrate the predominance, Adishan enclosed the Kailsam. Vayu attempted to eliminate this circle by making Santamaratham, twister. Due to the Santamaratham, 8 Kajamutigal parts tumbled from Kailsam into 8 better places, which are Thirugonamalat, Trincomalee, Thirukalahasti, Thiruchiramalai, Thiruvanquamalai, Velliangiri Mountains at Tamil Nadu, Nirthagiri, Ratnagiri, and Svetagiri or Thirupangili. A holiness of these mountains, the 7 slopes Shiva is known as Swayambhu, WD, the wellspring of the Maker. Ordinarily, journey to a spot is dissimilar to traveling. Indeed, even today going for Kailash isn't feasible for some. So in this sense, Vinklaya Yatra has become critical and extraordinary opportunities for one. The Shiva sanctuary of all the mountain places of worship in Tamil Nadu. 51 LYSR, the Shiva sanctuary of Velliangiri in the western limit is viewed as the most well-known. Known as Rajathagiri, Velliangiri, Dakshin Kailash or Bhulok Kailash, this consecrated spot, agreeing to legend, is where Shiva played out his inestimable dance on the solicitation of his partner. Adival citation required the 5 essences of ruler Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Maheshwara. Furthermore, Sadasiva are viewed as Panchagari and as Panchalingas relating to the Panchabhutas. In Velliangiri, the hill ranges have bountiful, regular assets, which incorporate uncommon spices. Master Panchalangisa and his associate Mananmani Aman Pseudonym Parvati give their beauty on the fans who crowd here yearly among February and May. There is an arrangement to give sanctuaries and transitory latrines close to Andasane for the enthusiasts during the season. The transport company handle transports between Coimbatore, Gandhi, Param, and Poondi each day. Unique transport administrations are accessible during merry events like Maha Shivaratri. Coimbatore is on the worldwide circuit with flights interfacing it to Singapore and Sharjah. On the homegrown front it is all around associated with Kozhikode, Chennai, Kochi, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi by both rail and street. And encounter seasons that are reasonable for traveling this mountain is between mid-Feb to mid-May, in Tamil months Mazai, Panguni, and Kittiray. Passage is limited by the Woods Office in different months. Anyway, passage is supposed to be given by Timberland Office on New Moon Day. What's more, Full Moon Day upon earlier solicitation. During journeying, one must watch out for elephants close to bamboo trees and different creatures. During traveling season, backwoods actually look at post at headquarters channel plastics which might hurt wild creatures and contaminate the climate. It is prescribed to help the woods individuals by gathering discarded plastics back from the hills. Area 13 kilometers from the lower regions of the Poondi Sanctuary, 30 kilometers from the business place Coimbatore City and close to Siravani, elevation 5833 feet high Nagendra, in addition to the fact that there is no motorable way to the top. In any event, strolling uphill is exceptionally extreme in specific patches. I would prompt against going there with a 2-year-old youngster. From what I accumulated, till about 2 or 3 years back, ladies weren't allowed on the trip. In spite of the fact that I saw 2 or 3 ladies journey when I was there. All on the whole, it's an extreme trip and the course goes through a region where natural life development is accounted for at certain hours in a day. Potentially the hardest trip I've done work date. Thus, do move toward it accordingly. When would it be advisable for me to go to Velliangiri slopes? The best opportunity to visit Velliangiri slopes is October, April, providing you with a sample of wonderful winter. While the weather conditions is perfect here over time, summers here are not so beautiful as October, April. It actually makes for an incredible summer move away, however ought to be stayed away from during the monsoons. How much trouble is Velliangiri slopes journeying? Velliangiri slope has an elevation of 6,000 feet and one needs to travel a distance of 6 kilometers to reach the highest point. The best season to embrace the trip is among January and May. Climbing the slope is simpler during this season as blizzards, hails and extreme chillness make it hard for pioneers to jump on other days. Numerous kilometers is the Velliangiri 7 slopes? Clarification, they love Swayambhu ruler at the finish of 7 slopes. Generally, individuals climb these blessed slopes between Tamil month, mid of January, till Vaigasi, end of walk. Velliangiri slope has an elevation of 6,000 feet and one needs to travel a distance of 6 kilometers to reach the highest point. Velliangiri slope's ruler Shiva is constantly viewed as the divine force of divine beings. What's more, he is additionally viewed as the portrayal of preeminent being. In India, there were a ton of sanctuaries devoted to the Master Shiva, who is thought of as the significant god of Hinduism. Here, we were going to have some familiarity with the historical backdrop of one of the most well-known slope sanctuaries of the ruler Shiva, and that is Velliangiri Sanctuary. Velliangiri and Devar Sanctuary history. Velliangiri is a spot situated in the western Ghats of the western line of the area Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. The region at the foot of this slope Velliangiri is called as Poondi. There is a delightful sanctuary at this place Poondi, which is pointing toward the east with the sanctuaries of Poondi Ganesha, Master Velliangiri, and the goddess Mananmani. As of late, a 4.5 feet tall ivory sculpture of Natraja and a sculpture of 63 Shiva fans were blessed. Toward the north of the sanctuary is the Panchaganesha Mandapam with 5 Ganesha sculptures. Next is the zodiac point of support made of stone, and this is a that thing can't be tracked down in some other sanctuaries. This construction seems to be a completely blossomed lotus bloom shaped by stacking 9 lotus blossoms on its focal tail. At the base of this completely sprouted lotus blossom are the 12 zodiac signs flawlessly cut. At the top is an umbrella with a picture of a lovely bird on it. Velliangiri slopes history. At the southern tip of the country, there is a lady who was determined that she would wed just the all-powerful, the ruler Shiva. She chose to make herself commendable for the Master Shiva. She had set up a deadline, which would be the day that the ruler Shiva would come for herself, and she additionally concluded that if the Master Shiva doesn't appear until that day she would commit suicide. On knowing this, the Master Shiva came looking for her, yet he was halted from contacting her as a result of a connivance, and the lady committed suicide. The fact that she actually remains as makes it acknowledged Kanyakumari. where the Virgin Sanctuary is found. Discouraged that he was unable to contact her on time, the Master Shiva required a spot to disintegrate his misery. The ruler all-powerful climbed the Velliangiri slopes and arrived on its highest point. Here, he didn't sit in happiness, did not sit in contemplation, since he showed up here in a sort of outrage and sorrow. He went through some impressive time there, where the Master Shiva sat. Individuals called it as Kailayam, and this is why individuals call Velliangiri slopes as south. The Master of Velliangiri, the Velliangiri Andavar Cavern Sanctuary, is situated on the 7th slope of the Velliangiri slopes, called as GIRITHARAN, and is situated at an elevation of around 6,000 feet toward the finish of an extremely steep mountain pass. The sanctuary is situated in a thickly forested region, and the temperature is normally incredibly cold. The visit to this sanctuary shuts down at 6 p.m. because of the great degree of untamed life development. At the rear of the sanctuary, there are moves toward go up the slope on the north side. The linga on the 7th slope of the Velliangiri slopes is a normally raised independent linga. It is accepted that Velliangiri is where the sages and the individuals of astuteness live imperceptibly as materials. Going in drawing nearer is equivalent to the ruler all-powerful bit by bit. Climbing Velliangiri slope is definitely not something typical to do. Getting over mountains can life compromise for individuals with hypertension, diabetes, and heart disappointment, low and hypertension, and those over 40 years old. Ladies younger than 10 and over the age of 40 shouldn't climb the mountain. Fans are approached to get back to the S when they keep on getting over the mountain in case of blizzards and downpours. The bamboo stick utilized by the supports is the backbone for us as we climb and plummet the mountain. These sticks are available to be purchased in the storm cellar. Aficionados visit this slope just till the 15th of the Tamil months. Panguni, mid, walk, Chithaire, mid-April, what's more, Vaikasai, mid-February, in the year. The winning environment during these months is viewed as ideal. Particularly on Chitra Purnami, a huge number of lovers come and visit the sanctuary. It is normally best to ascend the mountain around evening time and arrive at the lower regions before the sun rises. In the late spring, the vast majority of the natural life goes to the lower, arrives at looking for water bodies, and consequently there will be no unsettling influence of natural life as the aficionados will go at that time. Why is it called 7 slopes? Velliangiri has 7 slopes. Velliangiri is a slope where the hearts of the individuals who love the god and nature are locked in. These 7 mountains are considered as the image of the 7 chakras that are unobtrusive in the human body. While traveling, there are 7 ups and downs, which provides the traveler with the experience of climbing 7 slopes, and thus the Velliangiri slopes is called as 7 slopes. Where the ruler Shiva sat at the Velliangiri slopes, individuals call it as the Najadaya Sivane Potri. What's more, to this end individuals call Velliangiri slopes as South Kailayam. The first mountain, the level of the steps is 3/4 foot to 1 foot, despite the fact that there were uniform strides all through the way situated on the principal slope. As it is dim around evening time, voyaging among the thick desert springs become troublesome in spite of the moonlight. The slope is wealthy in bamboo, tea, herbaceous plants, and trees. There is no fatigue in reciting the mantra of Om Namah Shivaya in the most troublesome climate while climbing the mountain. The cool wind that blows with the aroma of the spice, the wonderful climate of going between the desert springs, the delicate sound of birds and scarabs drifting off must be depicted by the characters as a lovely experience to the body and soul. The smell of the herbaceous plants, the smell of the blossoms, also, the breath of the unadulterated air carry well-being to the body. Just the first of the 7 mountains is high, around 1.5 kilometers, will be. There is a white Ganesha altar toward the start of the subsequent slope over the principal hill. The second mountain, the subsequent slope, has fields and steps in a couple of spots. To become accustomed to the excursion, hydrate in the swamp, and as we keep strolling enthusiastically on the second mountain, toward its finish is a tricky stone. It is hard to climb this stone. The slope is wealthy in pepper, also bamboo. Toward the finish of this slope is the sacred lake, the Tamil, and is called as Pambadisuna. The third mountain likewise begins with the marsh, and this is called as the applauding marsh, Kaidadisuna. Since it is accepted that the Siddhas are traveling in the regions where this spot is situated, there is a conviction that the water will come from the whole of the stones on the off potential for success that we have here and applaud, and consequently the name applauding swamp. The third mountain winds up in another bog and is likewise called as the Pambatisuna. The main thing that rings a bell when we say Pambatisuna is the Pambati Sidar is Marathamala. It is accepted that the Pambati Sidar could have lived in this place as well. The fourth mountain in the event that we come to where a sort of gourd grass has developed thickly, it tends to be known as the start of the fourth mountain. The fourth mountain is level. This slope is not difficult to walk and consequently fills in as a chance for the lovers to loosen up themselves. It is on this fourth slope that the Siddhar Samadhi called Otter Samadhi is found. Subsequently, the name Otter Samadhi is a notable name among the enthusiasts of Velliangiri. This mountain is otherwise called Thiruniramalai. The fifth mountain, the fifth slope, is named as Bhimankali Urunde slope. It is accepted that the Panchapandavas remained at Tarapuram and came to the Velliangiri slopes at that time. Hence, there are places like Bhimankali Urunde slope and the Arjunan head rock, which is viewed as where Arjunan performed repentance. The slope is wealthy in redwoods and blossoming plants. On the north side of the way is a thick woodland called as the Siddha woodland. The region is for the most part plain-like, absent a lot of variances. While going in this area, we can feel the breeze blowing at high rates with outrageous virus even in summer. The fifth and sixth mountains are brimming with ups and downs, near one another. Between these two slopes is the Sthalai cavern. It is worth focusing on that this cavern can oblige up to 60 to 70 individuals at a time. The sixth mountain slide towards the base. There is a bog called as Ondisuna. Aficionados say that washing here is a remarkable and most vital experience. The fifth and sixth mountains have white sand and subsequently, they are too known as Thiruniramalai. It is the custom of the lovers to take the white sand from this Thirunira slope to their homes.
போட்டுவேன்.